Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Urban Libertarian. Happy 4th of July. A California judge or a federal judge has given everybody in California a freedom gift. He has blocked the illegal California law that the people passed. Probably those same people that are protesting Trump in downtown LA that want to impeach Trump and that voted to take away your magazines that you legally had. The judge said, no, I don't think so. So I'm going to get into this right now. I like to take stuff from the LA Times because it's the local fucking rag that's around here, just for more of a local perspective. But good news. Here we go. Many California firearms owners were given a reprieve Thursday from making a tough decision after a federal judge temporarily blocked a key provision of the state's gun control laws approved last year in the wake of San Bernardino terrorist attack, which is no. That's actually not even true. Those gun laws, these laws have been they've been trying for years, and for years they just change it. If it doesn't pass, they bring it in the next year. They've been after this way before then. They actually tried last year and they failed. At the request of attorneys for the National Rifle Association, U.S. District Judge Roger T. Benitez, thank you, sir, issued a preliminary injunction blocking a law that requires Californians, including LGBTQ, by the way, and all Democrats and women, it blocks women too. If I said that, does that make it any better? It blocks women. It makes women to dispose blocks them from disposing of large capacity ammunition magazines by Saturday or face fines and possible jail time, right? That's the way it is with the left, right? So if you say Californians, oh fuck those rednecks who live in the sticks, right? But let's just say this law equally would have hurt everybody, including gays and women. So if you look at it like that, maybe it makes you think a little bit differently if you're against it, right? If this injunction does not, this is from the judge, I love this. If this injunction does not issue hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of otherwise law-abiding citizens will have an unattainable choice: become an outlaw or dispose of oneself of lawfully acquired property, Benitez wrote. That is a choice they should not have to make. So, I mean, you want to talk about, gay people, right? Their gay pride parades and everybody else with their issues. I mean, this affects everybody. This affects, well, I guess it doesn't affect illegal immigrants and criminals, but it affects anybody else who might be out there. Like I said, including minorities and gay people and women, considering that, well, I don't know. I mean, women still are gun owners, right? So this will affect women. Or would have. The NRA and its state affiliate are still pursuing lawsuits, blah, 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 right? Okay, yeah. And they should. They should. So here's the attorney for the NRA. My clients are pleased the court affirmed that the Second Amendment is not a second-class right and that law-abiding gun owners have a right to choose to have these magazines to help them defend themselves and their families. I mean, it's such a great victory, and it's just a shame that we actually have to go to a court and to fight this. But here's the sad part. In 2000, California banned the sale of large capacity magazines. But those who own the devices, well, isn't that before, like, as I proved, as they said, in the wake of the San Bernardino attacks? This is in 2000. Okay, so first of all, LA Times, that's fucking bullshit right there. This wasn't passed in the wake of that. This shit was passed a long time ago. They're just furthering. It's just one of the many thousands of cuts and civil, but I would argue human rights violations that take place in California with their I guess for better words, anti-gun laws, or I don't know, anti-human rights, civil rights laws against the people's right to bear arms. So in 2000, California banned the sale of large capacity magazines, and even that word is fucking Orwellian. They're standard capacity magazines, okay? If you don't know about guns, let me tell you. If you buy a double stack 9mm magazine in any form, for example, what is it? It's the CZ. right? The CZ was started in, it's like the CZ 75 or something, like, and it was named after the year it was invented or came in the market. So like since like 1975, we've had double stack regular capacity magazines that hold 15, 16 rounds, something like that, right? So in California, they like to call them large capacity magazines, but anywhere else, they're actually called regular or standard. That's what they come with. If you buy the gun, they come with the standard capacity magazine that holds like 15, 18. Just depends, especially 9 millimeters. Even 45s, they've been able to now pack in way more than 10. Sometimes, like usually about like 12. You can usually get about like 12 in a full magazine, about like 12 45s at least, 13, 14 maybe. But anyway, those are regular capacity magazines, but those were banned in the state of California. But people were allowed to keep them if they owed them before that, right? That changed when 63% of fucking cocksucking California voters approved Proposition 63 in November. That initiative and legislation adopted at the time bans the possession of magazines capable of holding more than 10 rounds of ammunition. Okay, so this is the fuckery that's going on in California. 63% of the people in this fucking state voted to take away something that's legally owned by somebody. So, and I would be willing to believe 63% of Californians, at least some of these people, probably owned these magazines and they cucked themselves and voted to take away their own property, right? So you basically had to give the property to, you could sell it out of state or turned it into the police station. Now the city of Los Angeles actually enacted one of these laws, I believe 2 or 3 years ago. And I called the day of, or the day, I think on the deadline, and I called my local police station. I think it was like Rampart Station at the time. And I said, hey, you got a big line there? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, today's like the last day to turn in your magazine sold more than 10 rounds. I assume you should be busy there. And the guy just totally laughed. And I asked him, has anybody turned any magazines in? He said no. And he promptly just hung up because, they got important things to take care of. But that being said, he did say nobody's turned anything in. And Jesus Christ, it's 4th of July and people are exploding tons of illegal fireworks, even though I did get a notice from Mike Fuhr, Der Fuhr, the Mike Fuhr is the goddamn, he's the what is he, the fucking lead, the district attorney here of the city of LA. And they probably spent who God knows how much, right? And they're like, mind you, any fireworks are illegal in the city of Los Angeles, up to $500 fines, right? Fucking shit. Dude, people are exploding like M1000s and shit around here, which aren't even probably legal anywhere in California. It's a fucking joke. That didn't even help. So moving on to my next point. So look at this. 63% of Californians, I can't believe you actually voted to take away somebody else's fucking property. They voted to take away somebody else's property. I mean, that is just so wrong, and that's what you get here. Oh no, that's another op-ed I was going to get into. I'm not, I don't want to talk about it. It's fucking stupid. That was by Mike Fuhr and the stupid chief of police here, just trying to argue that we shouldn't have reciprocity for concealed carry nationwide that they're trying to get passed in Congress, which makes sense. A driver's license in Arizona will work in California. Why wouldn't a concealed carry permit? And they're trying to argue that it's just going to cause more problems. This is fucking bullshit. We all know it. Studies show it's bullshit. I don't even need to get into it. But for some reason, people decided to go and do impeach Trump rallies all over the city of Los Angeles, which I'm fucking confused over. Mind you, my own family members were out there, not in the one in LA, but in other cities. I mean, it's just a joke. Impeach over what, right? So I'm assuming these same socialist communists who hate to have, of course they're anti-gun. That Bernie supporter that shot those people, those Republicans on the baseball field, he should have been anti-gun even though he had a gun. I mean, they're showing up with all these signs. Down, down, down with Trump. Up, up, up with the people. What the fuck does that mean? As they urged Congress to impeach the president for fucking what? You should be impeaching? You should be impeaching, look at this, the fucking gas tax. Look at this shit. They're charging us so much money for our gas, right? And it's for 10 years to raise $52 billion for transportation projects, right? That's so unpopular could backfire on Democrats, right? And it should. Everybody's fucking pissed off about this. They dickhead Jerry Brown went around, oh, for our roads, for our safety. Dude, their whole premise, same thing. You can look it up with the LA is this fucking Operation Zero or some horseshit. They're literally trying to make more traffic so we bike or take cars to work, but they fail to note that people like live like 60, 80, 100 miles away from work. Like, dude, you're not going to have people, come on. They shit themselves to work, walk from their fucking car to the grocery store, and they're too lazy to bring back the fucking cart. You think people are going to wake up 4 hours early than 8 hours early to get to work? Get the fuck out of here. They're already waking up 3 hours early to get to work because they gotta fucking drive. Fuck off with this shit, right? So these idiots, like, you should be marching against this. Look at this shit we're dealing with in LA supervisors endorse spending plan for homeless tax. That's right, the city of LA. We've got, oh my god, our gas, we just got another tax raise in the county of LA for fucking god knows what, for bullshit. And then now the city of LA has a tax. They raised the tax. Look at this. The oh, this is the LA County Board. This is the one that's going into effect, I believe, today or a couple days ago. Look at this. $259 million projected for the first year. Measure H, the measure asking for a quarter-cent sales tax increase, was approved by voters in March. These same fuckheads that are going around asking you to impeach Trump for no fucking reason. They can't give you any answer. They're going ahead and voting to take away your property, to tax themselves to death, to build homeless people houses. Oh, that's going to fucking work out. Right. Because building them a house is exactly what they need. They're just going to shit inside on the fucking porch and do heroin and do whatever. And in fact, the people of Venice Beach, they what was it? The city proposed to build some kind of like housing for homeless in their rich, exclusive neighborhood, and they shit themselves. Were like, oh no, not in our neighborhood, but they want to build it in your neighborhood, right? That's the thing with these fucking stupid ass liberals, is they don't want to pay for it. They want you to pay for it. They don't want it in their fucking neighborhood. They want it in your neighborhood. Look at this. Every day when I wake up, something is more terrible than it was yesterday. Some fucking protester. Give me a break. What does that mean? Impeach for what? Where were you guys when the Obama administration was supporting the Muslim Brotherhood and all these fucking terrorists in the Middle East throwing gay people off buildings? Where the fuck were you guys? I don't fucking hear anything. I didn't see you guys protesting. Look at this shit. It cuts the heart of personal insecurities and fears. Trump is an aspiring despot. What the fuck? Based on what? The guy just got in. You guys were already doing these protests like a month in, a week in, less a couple days in. They were saying impeach him. It's all in. Finally, somebody, look at this. Matthew Wood. This is the best thing from this whole fucking bullshit article. Look at this. Matthew Wood, a 55-year-old street musician from West Hills, obviously not a member of the elite. Okay, a street musician, not pulling in that much, I'm assuming. He dismissed the Russian investigation into, that's my addition, to whether members of the Trump campaign or the president's associates conspired with Russia during or after the election. It's all been disproven. Look at this. Even a street musician guy knows this. He has the right to terminate this inquiry. I think it's magnanimous of him to let them go on with it. Yeah, it's a fucking joke. And the whole CNN shit, it's just a joke. CNN already said that it's bullshit. And then these fucking idiots. This is interesting. This was like a dude who was like not base patriot, like base, was it base patriot? There's base stickman and base patriot. And yeah, and he kind of like switched sides and they're saying he's a terrorist or whatever the fuck. It's bullshit or a Nazi. But it's like, I wonder if these same fools right here that says this is the last straw, are you the same fuckers that voted to take away, possibly, I doubt they're gun owners, but oh, it's scary, I'm going to take away your guns. I don't like it. I mean, look, maybe I don't like the fact that you're gay, right? I'm not saying take away your weird gay shit that you do with your lover. I don't care. That's what you do in your spare time, man. And that's not even like a God-given right. Like gun ownership is, right? But like nobody's busting your balls about all the weird shit that you do. And why are you trying to like push your if you disagree with something on somebody else? It's the stupidest thing. You're taking away people's property. Like, I don't know. I'm just really, I know these fuckers probably did vote for it. And this was interesting. The empathy tent that they had. I think it's a good step, but I don't know, understand how you can really argue with these people because I don't think they get it. Like, they're trying to impeach the president based on nothing. And they're supporting taking away your ownership of your God given right to own things. Or even if you don't believe in God, your natural birthright to own a certain item of self-defense, which extends to gays, women, and Muslims and Christians and everybody. And the same people that are raising taxes to build houses for homeless people, but they don't want it in their neighborhood, it's the same people that vote to raise taxes for the roads and to vote for people that raise taxes for the roads. And they don't build better roads. They actually build more fucking bike lanes and less roads and stupid bridges to nowhere. It's just ridiculous, California. So on this 4th of July, I want you Californians to really think about what the fuck you're doing to this state. Because you guys are fucking this shit up. And the only way is to get rid of, is to not vote Democrat. You guys, I'm not a Republican, but it's the only way. And you've got to make sure, you got to vote Republican, and you've got to make sure that the Republicans don't fuck you over just like the Democrats have been doing to this state for fucking God knows how long. Because if you've lived here your whole life, you know what I'm talking about. If you just moved in and you live in Silver Lake in your overpriced, trendy bullshit apartment or house, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But if you stay here long enough, you will. Happy 4th of July. Thanks for watching.